So I talked about a lot in my videos about how important communication is. And I was originally going to have this be in my communication video, but I feel like it was already dragging for too long. So I decided to make this its own separate video. But a very important thing that I found with communicating and connecting with others is to learn how to express yourself effectively, because we all have forms of expressing ourselves. We we all have different methods and ways that we are express ourselves. But the thing is that not every way or method is acceptable to other people. So today I'm here to talk to you about how to express yourself in a way that gets voluntary compliance from others, because we tend to express ourselves in ways that do more damage than good when it comes to altercations. So let's say let's say that you're frustrated with something that somebody has done and it makes you upset. Now the thing is that, and me personally, I was never taught this in life, but no one is really taught how to regulate their emotions and how to express their emotions. I used to feel like there was a barrier between me and the other person when it came to connecting on an emotional level. Little did I realize that all it really took was some effective communication. So let's rewind. Let's say your friend did something that you're upset about. Like, for example, let's say they came late when you made it clear that this is a timely event. So you're frustrated. Now, the average person will choose to start giving attitude, and it's very easy to do so. I'm not saying that you're wrong for doing this, but this is the average reaction. And usually, the average reaction does not bring anything better to the table. It's only going to bring frustration for the other person. So let's say that your average reaction is that you give them an attitude, you're very short with them, and you could express that you're frustrated of them being late, but you're expressing it in a way that you are talking at them. You're not talking to them, you're talking at them. You are using your words to attack them. You were late. You know how late you were? What were you even doing? How did you, like that? So, how I want you to change it is so let's say, because everything is energy, right? So, let's say that something happens that causes you to be frustrated. Let's pretend that this is like Dragon Ball and you know the Kamehameha. If you don't, the Kamehameha is a giant energy orb that is shot by Goku, and he gets in his stance, Ka me ha me ha, and then he shoots the orb. So let's say every situation that is literally what is happening to you through energy. So this person's showing up late. They just released their energy orb. So now the energy orb is coming towards your way at full speed, and it's a big ass orb. If you try to take it all on, take that whole attack on, it's going to be a lot more effort. It's going to be a lot more effort for you to get that energy orb down to a precise little ball. So, what I recommend when you communicate is anytime that you feel this energy coming towards your way, take that and redirect it somewhere else. You typically see in Dragon Ball, whenever they have an orb coming their way, they typically deflect it and redirect it somewhere else. And then it'll go and crash into the wall or something. That's what you want to do with yourself. So instead of you taking this scenario and taking the frustration as if it is something that was intentional and something that is coming for you, you need to redirect it. And you need to redirect or communicate in a redirective way. So if somebody comes in late, express your frustration. Don't go super saiyan on them and go super rage mode, just express your frustration. Be like, hey, you being late has really made me frustrated because I told you that it happens at this time, blah, 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 blah. And so by you doing that, you're redirecting instead of you taking it and compacting it and then sending it right back, being like, you were late. Why do you always do this? Blah, blah, blah. Instead, you take it and you redirect it. So you take that orb, you're not really catching it. You just deflect it and send it back because you send it back with a different vibe to it. So you ask them, what caused you to be late? Because now the orb is going back to them. Even though you're still frustrated, you have successfully redirected that frustration. And that opens an opportunity for them to tell you what happened. You know, something that I realized also in communication is that you want to talk as if everything is your fault, because it is. At the end of the day, nobody else can control how you feel. If you're offended over something, it's your fault. It may have been caused by somebody else doing something stupid, but it's your fault at the end of the day. So whenever you communicate about your feelings, you want to communicate as if it is your fault. You don't want to accuse, you don't want to, talk at a person. If you're frustrated over something that they did, you want to talk in a selfish way, in a it's me. So let's say, for example, let's go to the same example, the friend being late. And so you communicate to them and just say, hey, it makes me frustrated because I feel like you don't care about my time and you have no regards to pulling up on time. Notice how you are making it your fault. It is your fault. I feel like you, and you don't even need to be nice about it. You could be like, I feel like you don't give a shit about me. I feel like you don't care about me. I feel, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you're saying, I feel. You're not saying, you don't give a shit about me. You don't care about me. Oh, you don't do this. You don't do that. You're always doing this. You're always doing that. I feel like this is the case. Because again, it takes that orb and sends it right back to them. So then it gives them a chance to answer to your allegations. Because instead of you accusing them, you're letting them know how you feel. And so that opens an opportunity for them to be like, oh, well, that wasn't my intention. I didn't mean to make you feel that way. I had a lot of stuff going on and I definitely could have communicated better. I didn't mean to make you feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Um, and you're not always going to have people that willingly comply like that. Like, there are going to be difficult people that will still be like, whatever. But one thing that I noticed is that I have less of a hard time with difficult people when I make it my fault. When I make it my fault. So when I talk to them, I feel like this, I feel like that. And then also, you can navigate the conversation depending on how they respond. So if you tell them, I feel like you don't care about me, or you don't have any concern for or any respect for my time, and they can be all difficult and be like, what? I do have respect for your time. I do have blah 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 blah. And then so now you can still continue to redirect. And honestly, if you master this, then you can continue to redirect until you get not the answer you want, but until you get down to the core of why it happened. So if they're over here like, no, I do care about you, I do blah blah blah. Okay, I'm not asking whether you care about me or not. I'm telling you how I feel because of what you have shown me. So do you care to explain why the actions lined up to this instead of it lining up into something else? Because one thing I've realized, that no matter how difficult the person is, questions are like 9 out of 10 effective. Because when you ask a question, it makes somebody want to answer. You know what I'm saying? Typically, people don't really respond with another question. And if they do, you can answer that question. And sometimes it's good to also know when to just drop it. You know, um, not saying you have to go for it, but if that person's really giving you that much of a hard time, even after the fact of you mastering asking questions and taking these energy balls and deflecting them different ways, then you may have to reevaluate your relationship and reevaluate what you got going on with this person, because that person could just not respect you at all. And you're over here trying super hard while they're not trying at all. But majority of the time and majority of arguments between friends and significant others is all based on misunderstanding. It's all based on misunderstanding and accusations. I used to accuse a lot. I used to not respond well to getting accused. Instead of me, even though the accuser wouldn't communicate effectively, that's another form of communication, is also understanding the core of something, right? Not listening to what they're saying to you. Obviously pay attention to what they're saying to you, but a lot of things people say, they don't mean it. They're just upset. And I'm not saying you have to go for it, but at the same time, I promise you that you're going to have a lot easier of a time again with that orb. When they're saying things they don't mean, they're sending that orb to you. And now you could either choose to take it all in and try to compress it down, because sometimes that orb's too big to compress down and it just hurts you. Or you can deflect it. Or you can cut through it. You can take a sword, cut through that joint. It's going to split in half, and then you're going to see the tiny orb, the core orb of what they're really trying to say. So let's say that you were the friend that was late, and the other person's accusing you're always late, you never care about time, you don't care about my time, you don't respect my time, blah 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 blah. Like I don't like you for this, I shouldn't be your friend anymore, blah blah blah. They're sending a huge orb. You want to cut through that, and even though you're hearing all this, I don't want to be your friend anymore, blah 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 blah, think in your brain, what is the core reason of why they're communicating this to me? A good question to ask yourself, whether you're the accuser or the accusist getting accused, a good question to ask yourself is, what is the point of this conversation? If you don't know, then you need to find out. If you do know, then you need to do your best as quickly as you can to resolve that core issue. If you're out here worried about all these other different attacks and they have this core fireball coming straight to your chest, all these other attacks ain't nothing, you're going to get hurt. However, if you ignore all these little attacks that are just coming around you and whatever, but you're focused on the core attack and bracing for that, or attacking that core part, then you'll be in a much better situation. So that's about it for this video. I'm going to keep it short. Feel like I covered a lot. It's currently day 35 out of 365. I missed yesterday, but I realized that I'd rather produce quality content instead of producing whatever I produced, like just to say I uploaded a video for that day, because that's one thing I'm not going to do anymore, is drop videos where I talk about me not being proud of myself or rushing the video. And I want this to be a chill space for anybody that clicks on it, whether they click on my first video or video in the middle. I want any video that somebody clicks on to be something relaxing and stress-free. But I feel like when I'm stressing trying to get a video out, people that watch that video are also stressing, and it could throw them off. So I'm not going to do that anymore. However, I do appreciate you for watching. I'm so very grateful to have you in my circle, in my community. I'm very happy. I hope you guys have had a wonderful and blessed day, and continue to be safe out there. And try your best to deflect these orbs and focus on the core. When you're having a conversation and it's getting heated and you don't even know why it's getting heated, it's okay to be, I promise you, you being silent is going to put you, even if the person's mad that you're not responding as fast as they want you to, it's going to put you in a way better position, because you have no You have zero opportunity to mess up. Have you ever heard the phrase, you miss all shots that you don't take? So let's say that the hoop is you scoring a shot on making them mad. And so if you don't shoot at all, there's no chance of you making them more mad from your words. Remember that. From your words, there's no chance of you making them more mad. Now, you taking a break to think about your answer can make them more mad. But at the end of the day, it's a lot better than you speaking too quickly, saying something you don't mean, and now it just cooks you. So just hold on to that. I hope you learned something today, and I appreciate you for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.